What's good, my kings and queens of the hip-hop world? This is your boy S.P.A.D. to the 5th letter, coming live and direct once again, and you are now tuned in to another episode of Today in Hip-Hop History. We got actually a couple things that happened today, so we're going to go ahead and get right into that. Today is November 19th, 2015, and on this day in hip-hop, 24 years ago, on November 19th, 1991, shout out to the 90s babies, recording artist Tone-Lōc released his second and final studio album. This album was released through Delicious Vinyl. Unfortunately, the album was both a critical and commercial failure, making only number 46 on the top R&B and hip-hop album charts. Also, 19 years ago, on November 19th, 1996, the infamous Mobb released their third studio album, Hell on Earth. This album was produced by Havoc and Prodigy, with several heavy hitter guest appearances by MCs such as Raekwon, Nas, and Method Man. This album was recorded from 1995 to 1996, releasing singles such as Drop a Gem on 'Em, The Front Lines, and G.O.D. Part 3. Not to mention that Drop a Gem on 'Em was a response to Tupac's diss track, Hit 'Em Up. In 1996, it reached number 6 on the Billboard 200, as well as number 1 on top R&B and hip-hop albums. Also on this day, 19 years ago, on November 19th, 1996, the Almighty R.S.O. released their first full-length LP, Doomsday, Forever R.S.O. This album was also recorded from 1995 through 1996 and was released through Rap-A-Lot Records. This album had singles such as The War Zone, featuring Prodigy from Mobb and You Could Have Been My Boo, featuring Faith Evans. And last but not least, 5 years ago, on November 19th, 2010, California native rapper Hopsin released his second studio album, Raw. This album was completely produced by himself and released through his own personal independent label, Funk Volume. This album was basically a stand-up to all mainstream rappers, especially with singles such as Sag My Pants, where it takes shots at Drake, Lil Wayne, Soulja Boy, and Lupe Fiasco. Also on this album is the single Kill Her, which is a diss record to the widow wife of Eazy-E, Tamika Wright. For those of y'all that don't know, Hopsin was once signed with Ruthless Records, and because of his horrible experience with the label, he made sure that no one will ever sign with them again. And that's what happened today in hip-hop history. If you enjoyed that little bit of information, please make sure that you follow me on all social media networks. I believe they're somewhere down there. If they're not in the description box, they should be somewhere down there. Y'all know how I get. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and make sure that you're updated with all the latest history and news on hip-hop today and in hip-hop's past. And that's all the time I have for today. I will see you guys tomorrow, so always remember, Carpe Diem, always be you, and read up on your history. Deuces.
I'm fascinated with fascinating the masses with facts, and maybe I'm crazy for thinking this culture's actually changing, because as of lately I've been just getting told lies. My faith took an L, I was getting my hopes high, steady thirsting for knowledge, but I left with my throat dry. I know y'all understand, can I please get a cosign?